Hi, this is Nickki, and welcome to another session together. I'm looking forward to a great day and welcoming all of you as we collectively get together and experience some creativity, fun, and maybe a few lessons along the way. So as we always do, let's take a moment to tune in, taking a nice, long, slow, deep breath in, and let that go. And let's do that one more time. And let that go. Hello to all of you joining. Thomas, thank you. Welcome. It's very nice to see everyone jumping on board. Some interesting things are going on today. We had an eclipse earlier, and this was a solar eclipse that was primarily visible in the southern hemisphere. So if you were living in Chile or Argentina, you may have caught a glimpse of it earlier today. And eclipses come in pairs, and they come in 2017 twice a year, primarily twice a year. So in 2017, the first pair, happened earlier this month on February 10th or 11th, depending upon where you are in the world. And now this one today. Our next set of eclipses, the pair, will be in August 7th and August 21st. And for those of us who are in the northern hemisphere, on August 21st, it will be the first time in 40 years that we are able to have this type of visibility of the solar eclipse that's coming through. So mark your calendars. Meanwhile, what is the significance of the eclipse that we had today? Well, this was also a solar eclipse, and as I've mentioned before, the solar eclipse is more associated with the masculine and the father type figure. And in this particular instance, it's often related to CEOs, founders, people in power. So a lot of interesting dynamics can go on. With this particular eclipse, interestingly enough, not only was it solar, it was also an annual eclipse, which means that the moon was further away, even though the moon, the sun, and the earth were all aligned, as in any solar eclipse. In this instance, because of the distance of the moon, the periphery of the sun was actually still visible. So it almost looked like a ring of fire. Check it out on the web. Very interesting and beautiful photos. And if you're ever looking into an eclipse, of course, wear protective eyewear. My little public service announcement for the day. So in this particular eclipse, one of the fun things that happens is that it really brings out our imagination, our creativity, dance, yoga, healing, meditation. So how wonderful that we're all sharing this time together today. And so I thought one of the meditations we'd go into would involve some music and a little bit of creativity to honor and hone in on the cosmos and the surroundings that are already naturally occurring, so we can heighten those today. And just to take a look ahead, we will be entering March 3rd to April 15th, a Venus retrograde period. So this will begin to impact us. With the eclipse, we're having kind of the fun and the jubilation right now. For some people, this can also, however, be a time of dependency. There can be dependency on others or chemical substances, really looking for this escapism. And so it's always nice to be able to go inward and really take a look at that and see where you're supporting yourself, where you're coming from a place of love versus a place of fear or escapism. And so I bring up the Venus retrograde coming up starting next week, just because we have a really beautiful moment right now to nurture ourselves and go inward, and that will be even more heightened as we look to Venus retrograde. And lots of fun, exciting things can happen. Sometimes we can have a very whirlwind romance, or have exciting things happen in our financial world, personally, with some abundance coming. And I think the beauty of all of these things is just to remember that it's all an ebb and a flow, and the only constant is change. So today it might just be fun to enjoy that flow, knowing that 1 minute we may be on top of the world and the next we may be feeling and spinning out of control. So why don't we take a few minutes? Feel free to get comfortable as always. You can relax your shoulders, stay in a seated position if it feels comfortable for you, with support on your back, or sitting a little more upright if that feels right for you in your practice today. Every day is different. And what I thought we'd do is just spend some time in quiet. We'll have some background music playing. Feel free to just ebb and flow with the sounds. And then when we wrap that up after 5 or so minutes, I'll lead us in some guided meditation, and we'll go into some silence. So we'll be sitting for a few minutes quietly. Of course, get comfortable. If you need to move or switch positions or take a break, that's always welcome. I enjoy meditating and spending this reflective time with my eyes closed. Feel free for whatever is comfortable and feels right for you. I honor that. So when we're ready, let's close our eyes if that's right for you. Together, let's take another long, slow, deep breath in. And let that go. One more time. And exhale. And just continue breathing at your own pace. It's nice to watch the breath. It gives us a focal point and can often tell us so much about how we're feeling. Shallow breath often indicates that we may have a lot going on. We may feel a little stress or anxiety. Longer, slow, deep breathing often prepares us and puts us into more of a state of relaxation. And I invite you for these few minutes to relax in whatever way works for you. Inviting yourself to take this time in and just be comfortable. Can you loosen your jaw? Allow your shoulders to just fall. release any tension in your belly. And using your senses, let's listen for a few minutes to some sounds in the background. Just allowing as you listen, what sensations do you notice? Do you feel the music? Are you hearing the notes? Feel free to continue with your eyes closed, allowing the music to continue to reverberate through you, to feel it resonating, going within us. We'll spend a few minutes here in stillness and silence, just allowing the day to pour over us. Allowing the music we just heard to integrate. Allowing the relaxation to be with us now and stay with us through the evening and through our activities. Can you identify those areas in your body that feel a little more calm and relaxation within just a few minutes? The power of nature, of the arts, music, sound, visuals. They're so incredibly powerful and within our reach at all moments. The traffic outside can even become melodic if we find the beat and open our sensations. We live in a world based on our perceptions. And it's our choice to embrace and create positive visions and experiences if we'd like to. We'll spend a few more minutes listening to the music, continuing to integrate even further and go even a little deeper into our practice. Let's take a nice, long, slow, deep breath in together. And let that go. And let's do that one more time. And let that go. Let's take a moment and just feel. Feel how this music has made us feel. Feel the tingling in our body, or the relaxation, maybe even the energy. Whatever it is for you, knowing this is always available to you, and that this present moment will never be identical to any other moment. We may all sit together in meditation again, and yet this exact moment is absolutely unique to right now. How beautiful to appreciate that. So when you feel ready, take your time and feel free to open your eyes. Virtually, you can thank the others that are joining us, experiencing all of this together. My gratitude to all of you for being together. So, the eclipse has culminated for the month of February, and we will again experience an eclipse in August, a pair. The lunar on August 7th, the solar on August 21st. And meanwhile, these months in between will be a continuation of the energy and experience that we are putting forth now and in the weeks to come. So I invite you to be mindful, be introspective, choose what's in your highest nature so that you can create that as your foundation and continue to build on that in the days and weeks and months to come. Sometimes it can be a fun activity to take a look at where we've come from. And if you want a little comparison purpose, March and September of 2016 were the pairs of eclipses that happened last year. So it might be interesting to take a look at where you were in those times. How far have you come? How much has changed? We are always whole and perfect, just as we are this moment. And yet, there is striving for more, whether it's financial or in love, career, all of it. Can you be gentle with yourself in that process? One of my tasks is to be more and do less. It's amazing how challenging that can be. And yet it's a process that I honor and enjoy, ebbing and flowing along the way. So thank you so much for joining me today, for being part of this collective. It's beautiful to share time and space and remind ourselves of all that we have to give and to receive. Sending you light and love. Namaste.